Hello and welcome back to more Vintage Cube Draft. Well, got a pretty easy pick. First picking Mox is actually not necessarily straightforward because there's Minskin, Boo, and Oko, which are like two of the most absurd cards that have been printed in recent memory. I've never played with Minskin Boo, but I've like seen it, and this card is just absurd. It makes a hamster, right? Yeah, it's a hamster. It makes a 1/1 hamster every turn. So like a 4 mana that makes a 1/1 hamster. On ETB and at the beginning of your upkeep. And then it can turn it into a 4/4 haste, or you can sacrifice it and draw like a million cards. It's just a ridiculous card that's so strong early, late game. It is like one of the best win conditions. So there could be an argument for taking it if you just want something strong. But I'm gonna take Mox Jet. Also, like Palace Jailer is insane. Oko's really good. I love this Chandra. I didn't realize that they added her until I just saw her. She was one of my favorite planeswalkers from the Synergy Cube, so super happy to see her added. What is this card? When it enters the battlefield, exile another creature or artifact you control. Comes back at the beginning of the end step. So it's like Flicker Wisps, but for just your stuff and only specifically artifacts and creatures. I think I'll take Mark's Diamond. Thought Picker, which seems terrible, but I've also seen worse things, so maybe it's fine. Xenagos God of Revels. Also another weird include. The thing I like about this version of the cube is even if these cards are weird includes, it's at least like they have a purpose. Like Thought Picker Witch, there is a sacrifice theme, right? There's Blood Artist and stuff like that. So even if this card ends up being bad, at least it's being tried in an archetype. It's not just like a card added at random for no reason, which I felt like a lot of the old Vintage Cube had. And the new one, you know, the cards aren't necessarily optimal, I don't think, but they're cool. And this is another cool include, Paradoxical Outcome. We have Mox Jet, Mox Diamond. Unlikely Lotus Petal comes around, but this seems like a fun time to try this out. There's also Saheeli, Sublime Artificer, another cool card to put with this. But this is another card that I was so happy with in the Powered Synergy Cube. And I'm happy to try it out in Vintage Cube. I think it's going to be quite a bit worse because the Synergy Cube Paradoxical Outcome was really good with like Illurin or in the Elves archetype. You don't have that here, so you're pretty much just locked into artifacts, which I think artifacts are very contested most of the time. But it's still a sweet card, and if artifacts do end up being open, then I'll be pretty happy about having this. Well, Dream Hall's Paradoxical Outcome. So we play Dream Halls, then we Paradoxical Outcome a bunch of permanents in play. I'm interested. Dreamhall's Gristlebrand is also pretty spicy. Do I risk it not coming around? I think there's only going to be 4 cards left, so I don't think Gristlebrand wheels. Like, I could take Days or whatever, but let's have some fun. Eureka. Eureka Paradoxical Outcome is kind of funny, actually. Agent of Treachery, Mystic Confluence, Waterlogged Grove, Solemn Simulacrum. I mean, Paradoxical Outcome Garrick is kind of funny. Eureka probably comes around. Confluence Dream Halls is good. Confluence Outcome is good. So I'll probably take the Confluence. There's a chance Agent of Treachery comes around. But I think that card's better if you're doing like, I don't know, maybe Birthing Pod stuff, if you have Ephemerate to go with it. But I will be jamming Dream Halls every chance I get because it's such a sweet card. Okay. Well, there's Breach. There's Coma. Shark Typhoon, Tooth and Nail. Can you pay the Entwine cost? Oh. Wait, so I can Dream Halls for Tooth and Nail Entwined? Is that correct? Like, you have to pay the extra 2. That seems maybe correct. That seems awesome. I could do like Blue-Green Huge Ramp. Again, I think Breach is like the optimal card to take here. This card is ridiculous, but I literally just drafted this deck. Although, actually, Paradoxical Outcome plus Breach, you can bounce your own Underworld Breach to hand and draw a card. That's interesting. Alright, fine. I'm in on that. Because the deck I drafted last time was sweet as well. So even if it is the same, there's Mind's Desire, Iteration. Mind's Desire is really good. Especially with Dream Halls. Iteration's very good as well, though. But I'll take the Desire. Maybe I can find a bunch of artifacts. I think I maybe have been passing some artifacts too, which is not great. But there's Dig Through Time. Manatee, Thief of Sanity, Rishadan Port, Krasis, whatever. But Dig Through Time is sweet. Can help you find the Dream Halls. And I think there was an Enlightened tutor too, so I could tutor up Dream Halls too. I could be a little bit more all in on Dream Halls. Hey, there's a Texian probe. Can you cast the back side of Valky with Dream Halls? I would think so. So as it enters the battlefield, you may play cards exiled with it. Spend mana. You can eat graveyards. Lets you play the top 2 cards of libraries. Probably just going to take the Jataxian probe here. Chandra lets you play cheap spells, but my deck's full of expensive spells, so that's not a thing. Brain Geyser, Treasure Cruise. Guess probably Treasure Cruise. Brain Geyser seems kind of bad. Specifically because there's a lot of things that say like play without playing the mana cost. And having to spend mana on this is not something I'm particularly interested, because you could just play Treasure Cruise and draw cards that way. Okay, so Enlightened Tutor lets me grab Dream Halls if I want to be all in on that. It does make me play white. I know I did mention like this could be a card for the deck. Spyglass is interesting with Paradoxical Outcome though. I think I'm gonna take this. Okay, we get Wheel of Fortune. That's pretty awesome. And Eureka. So I can Eureka Dream Halls into play. I think I just take the Underground River. It's pretty likely I'm going to end up wanting to play black cards here. Take Coma and Terastodon. So Tooth and Nail, someone took it, but then I took their 2 big dudes over here. Okay, what are we doing here? Ancestral Vision is interesting with Dream Halls, actually, because it is blue, right? Ancestral Vision is blue. Yeah, I think that works. Flooded Strand can help with fixing. Deathrite Shaman is just good. Through the Breach is pretty bad, I guess, with what I have going on here. Mana Flare is interesting if I get like Time Spiral or Frantic Search. I think I'm going to take this Vision first. It kind of fits what we're trying to do. Okay. Consecrated Sphinx, Time Warp, Goryo's Vengeance, Time of Need. Search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Oh no! They're making Channel Emrakul even more consistent, right? Eldamir's Call, Time of Need. That's upsetting to me a little bit, but it's okay. I mean, Wheel of Fortune Consecrated Sphinx Dream Halls is kind of cool. So I'll do that, I guess. Yes, I am taking all the expensive cards and going all in on the 5-mana enchantment, but what else did you expect out of me? I think I gotta take Sensei's Top and try and wheel this turnabout. The blue cards were kind of going around, and Sensei's Top PO is kind of what we're looking for. Oh, I don't have any shuffle effects. I'll just take turnabout. I'm a little worried about this card. Right now it's like 4 mana, do not a whole lot. There's Vampiric Tutor. Consider Urza. Vampiric Tutor is really good here when your deck is kind of all in on doing the one thing. Urza is pretty good too. It lets if I get more artifacts turn into stuff, so I'll take Urza. I don't think I have the fixing for black. I mean, I guess I have Mox Jet, River Mox Diamond. But it's not amazing fixing. Okay, so this is the first kind of miss in my pack. I could take Lightning Bolt just to kind of stay alive. I could take my favorite Glorybringer and just... if I had Eureka, we could just be all in on Dream Hall's Eureka and then putting like ridiculous stuff into play. I think I'm just going to take the Lightning Bolt though. It's a good card to stay alive with, and there are worlds where you can Underworld Breach cast Lightning Bolt a couple times. But I'm basically trying to set up this deck so that when I cast Dream Halls, I can win immediately. That's the setup, right? You play Dream Halls, you cast Dig Through Time, fill your hand, cast Mystic Confluence, fill your hand, cast Ancestral Vision, fill your hand, Treasure Cruise, fill your hand, and then you just get a bunch of value that way. I know it's symmetric and all that, but I don't think that's a huge problem for us. Tezzeret the Seeker can get stuff. Arena Rector. Oh, this is the bad one. This gets Planeswalkers. We want the one that gets enchantments, because tutoring up Dream Halls is kind of awesome. I'm just going to take the Signet because my curve is pretty terrible. This is Grixis fixing, so definitely wanting that. Cabal Therapist. I love the art on this card. I've wanted to make this card work for so long, and it just didn't. It's pretty slow, but I'm interested to see people try it out. I think it could be cool. I'm going to take Xander's Lounge, though. My first actual blue-red fixing card here. Okay, so what are we looking for? High Tide would be awesome. More power would obviously be great. I feel like this deck can take advantage of power pretty well. Tellurian Academy with power would be like a good way, because then you can have like Turnabout, Power with Paradoxical Outcomes, obviously insane. There's Mole Drifter, Wishclaw Talisman. What is this card? When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield, and it has Ward 3. So it's like a super Oblivion Ring. Interesting. At this point, Wishclaw is pretty tempting. It's like the only sad demonic tutor I have. Like, Mole Drifter is pretty redundant. I mean, I guess I don't have any 3s, but I'll take the Wishclaw. I do have now, what is that, 5 black sources essentially for free, so I kind of wish I had taken the Vampiric Tutor as well. Okay, Mana Flare comes around, that's great, because we did get Turnabout. Through the Breach, no. Deathrite Shaman is obviously really good and probably worth taking. I love Orcish Lumberjack. This isn't the deck for it, but it's a cool card. Wow, and nobody wants to be in green today, it would seem. Take a Collective Brutality, I guess. Okay, this pack is also pretty bad. Robber the Rich is not that great. I mean, Snuff Out, I guess, is some amount of removal. I could just play Robber as a red card, but that seems like not a good way to go. I'm not going to play any Swamps, though. Sure, I'll play this as a reach blocker or something. Firebolt, Kiki-Jiki. So Kiki-Jiki right now doesn't do a whole lot, so we'll take Firebolt. Okay, there's Glorybringer. I mean, we have like this weird backdoor into like an aggressive deck here with like Lodestone Golem and whatnot. Carry Zev. A red is like so open, it's unreal. Is there a world where I am transitioning from like a weird failed Storm deck to just straight up mono red aggro? Embercleave is in here? Seems a little bit suspicious to me, but what do I know? I could take Relic. Relic's really only good with Paradoxical Outcome. Reservoir is a win condition to go with Dream Halls, although you can't actually cast it off of Dream Hall, so it's a little bit suspicious. Factor Fiction is just expensive, so I'm probably not doing that. It is better than some things I have. I think because I have Urza and stuff, I'm just going to take the Relic here. Reservoir probably comes around. There's Remand, keeps you alive. Polluted Delta is good fixing. Emery's fine, I guess. The first bit of interaction is probably fairly important here, so I'll take Remand. Echo of Aeons, Frantic Search. Okay, these are good cards now. Frantic Search, Echo of Aeons. So you can discard Echo of Aeons to Dream Halls and do the thing, but I think Frantic Search is just way too good. And maybe Echo comes around. A win condition would be nice, though. I do eventually need to put one of those in my deck. Counter Spell, Dark Ritual, probably not doing that. Jessica's Will, Spirebluff Canal, too. I'm going to take Counter Spell. Because the moment I get Dream Halls up, if I have like Counterspell in my hand, I can then like stop them from doing stuff too. So I think I'm probably not playing these black cards, just going straight blue-red. The win condition will probably be Aetherflux if it comes around. I know people are going to be upset about me passing it, but Storm feels open, maybe. And the more fun thing is if you don't get a win condition, making a win condition happen is always a blast. What is this? Mountain Plain Swamp. That does something. Chain of Vapor. Return a non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then they may sacrifice a land and can copy this spell. I can save my own stuff, I guess. That's fine. Blackleaf Cliffs is good if I want to actually run Witchclaw Talisman, which I kind of do. Oh, this is definitely a Lotus Bloom deck. Yeah. With all these 5-drops, we absolutely could take advantage of a Lotus Bloom here. Palancron, Fire Blast, Simic Signet, Memory Jar. I do love me a Palancron. Simic Signet is probably something I should just take, though, because, again, this deck revolves around just casting 4-drops fast. Like, a fast Urza can win this the game. Getting mana for Paradoxical Outcome can win. Casting Dream Halls early. Who knows, maybe even ramping out Old Glory Bee can win a game. So I think Palancron has a pretty small chance of coming around, but I think the Signet, maybe replacing the Spyglass, is something I want. There's our Brain Freeze, so I guess we win. We don't have a Lion's Eye Diamond, so it's not super easy, but this is literally just the deck I drafted last time. Except, I think a little bit worse. I don't know if it's worse. I do have Mana Flare Turnabout, finally. And Mana Flare Frantic Search, too. So I guess I probably don't need Underground River. I have one piece of fixing, so my mana is suspicious. That's the one thing. This counts as a land. This... Oh, I have Time Twister too? Okay, Time Twister's huge here. Bergie's also really good. I think the first shuffle effect is important, so I'll take it, but Bergie's really sick. This relic is looking sketchy, to say the least. Because I don't want to exile graveyards because I have Underworld Breach and Delve cards. There's Reservoir, there's also Bazaar of Baghdad. Bazaar of Baghdad seems bad, but with Underworld Breach, you can really feel your graveyard. Plus we have Frantic Search, Turnabout, we have Treasure Cruise, and Dig Through Time. So maybe I just like play Bazaar and dig into the win. I don't have Lion's Eye Diamond though, so I can't do like anything too crazy busted. And Reservoir is funny, so I'm gonna take... No, I'm gonna take Bazaar. I want to see how this works. I've never... This worked in the Synergy Cube, but there's a lot of like discard synergies there. I've never just run like a plain Bazaar, but it seems interesting to me. I think it'll really give my deck consistency through... I mean, it's just like deck filter. Like it's the strongest way to dig through your deck probably ever printed. So I'm thinking of like the play of like turn 1 Bazaar, suspend Lotus Bloom, dig for good stuff. Emery Bazaar of Baghdad's kind of tempting now. Bolas's Citadel. I don't really have the things. This makes X just one X1 elemental. Not doing that. Take Emery. I don't know if I'm playing Emery, but she's a little bit tempting. Specifically with Bazaar. Relic of Progenitus exiles itself though. City of Traders, Helm of Awakening. Okay. I could play Faithless Looting instead of Bazaar. That might just be better. I mean, Helm of Awakening is a little bit tempting in here. I do have Dream Halls as well. But I'll take Faithless. Jessica's Will is great. I like that. Chain of Vapor, Desperate Ritual, Greater Gargadon. I guess I could take Chain of Vapor. Because in order to cast Dream Halls off Desperate... Ooh, Palinchron, okay. In order to cast Dream Halls off of Desperate Ritual, you would need 2 blue anyway. Alright, this deck is looking definitely spicy. I don't know if PO got there. Like, I can cut PO Relic, and then I still have quite a few cuts to make. This is land, this is land. 29. Yeah, I think we're cutting Paradoxical Outcome. Chain of Vapor, Faithless Looting, Firebolt. Probably cut Firebolt. I can cut Faithless Looting because I'm not playing Emery anymore. Yeah, I should have taken Aetherflux Reservoir. I can agree on that account. Turnabout, Urza, Dig Through Time, Dream Halls, Confluence, Sphinx, Palinchron, Vision, Lotus Bloom, Mox Diamond. I guess I don't have to main deck Chain of Vapor. Oh, Glory B. I can sideboard in. If I need win conditions, I can side in Glorybringer, I guess. So right now this is 25 with some signets, but this deck really wants to make land drops. I do have a ton of card draw, though. I guess I can cut Jessica's Will. It's good, but not amazing. And then 16 land seems good with Lotus Bloom and all that coming in. I need more red sources. So right now I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 blue. That seems fine. And then red I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That also seems fine. Alright, that's the deck. See you all round 1. Alright, we were playing against Crowhell, and we're on the play, which is so good for this deck. Oh boy. Oh, I'd like to be on the draw with this hand. We have Lotus Bloom, 2 signets, Mox Diamond, which kind of acts as a land here. I think I probably mulligan this. I basically can't play anything in my hand. This hand's way better already. I'm gonna keep this, and we can bottom... Let's see, Palinchron? You two big fan? Hit him with the smiley face. I think I just bottom the Palinchron. Because this deck, I mean, my ideal situation is just make land drops and maybe draw counter magic or whatever. My 3rd draft, I suck. I told them my deck is sketchy if that helps them feel better. It's not really surprising. Okay, drawing Simic Signet there was awesome. That means we can set up for a Mystic Confluence pretty quickly. Is it sometimes different? Shadar Ghoul Caller of Nephalia. Okay. That's the type of card I like to see. I don't really care about the sacrifice deck in this format seems pretty bad. So, pretty happy about them having it. I could just jam Mana Flare. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, this zombie token art is pretty cool. Whoa, Strider. Okay, so they got things going on. They can start sacrificing these zombies to scry. They have this cool goat who's eating a boot. My objective is basically just survive until Ancestral Vision goes down, and then I can like Mana Flare, Mystic Confluence or whatever. Very happy I kept the land instead of Palancron. Sack this to scry 1. I'm just gonna F6. And what do they do with this scry? 1 to the top. Okay, they scry to the top. That's unfortunate for me. Okay, Remand plus Confluence. Remand would have been really nice last turn, but I think that's okay. I can basically, like, at the end of turn, Confluence to, I don't know, bounce the Woe Strider or something. Draw 3 cards. Black Lotus. I'm gonna let that one go through, because it feels like they're casting something big. Vraska Golgari Queen. So they can kill my Signet, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm worried about this Black Lotus. I mean, they basically have Black Lotus to pay Mana Leak. I can also just remand this, right? That seems actually better here. I take 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Not too scary, and then this gives me basically an extra turn here. So I'm guessing they put Black Lotus on top, because they probably would have played it last turn if they had anything else. They scried very quickly. 1 on the bottom, okay. And they have no plays with the Lotus. I like that. We have Ancestral Vision. Cast this, targeting me. Okay, there's Dig Through Time and Brain Freeze. So I think we're pretty much set up. I can just go spend 1 more turn here. If I pay 2 life to probe 4, 5, 6, I'm not really in any pressure of dying, so let's pay the life here. Actually, I can afford to play the mana. Let's just pay the mana. See what you got going on. Mind's Desire. They have Damnation, Chupacabra, Vraska. Okay. I'm in no threat of dying here at all. So I probably just Mystic Confluence to draw 3 at the end of turn. And then I hold up, or I just hold up it as counter magic in case they do anything super scary. And they drew a land for turn that I know. So I know their hand completely now. Part of me really doesn't want Vraska to kill my Simic Signet because it's actually pretty important to get the mana for Mana Flare there. Because otherwise, I go Mana Flare. And maybe that's fine. I think that's fine. So Vraska's down. Oh, they're just drawing cards. Perfect. I could even get another turn if I really wanted to. But I think I'm just going to go for it. I know their hand, and it's unlikely to get better information. And keeping Mystic Confluence up allows me to play on like Thoughtseize or whatever, if they have it like post-combat. They make a zombie. I'm going to draw 3 cards. Okay, there's Turnabout. Let's do it. I guess it doesn't matter so much, but let's go... Sorry about... My phone text message thing got really loud for some reason. Let's go Mountain. Mana Flare. Oh, I need red, huh? Mana Flare. Turnabout myself. Land untap. I can't wait to see the stream. Okay, so we're doing that. I guess I just play Dig Through Time here. And then I can set up a Mind's Desire. Don't care about this, or this, really. Palancron's on the bottom of my deck, but I could just get Frantic Search. Frantic Search is great. There's Breach. There's Frantic Search. The rest in any order. It's Frantic Search. Discard these, untap these. Play Underworld Breach. Brain Freeze them. I could have done something like Lightning Bolt Ferta, I guess, but then I'll Brain Freeze them again. Hopefully they don't have Emrakul or anything. If they do have Emrakul, I can still probably win with like Wheel of Fortune and stuff. Then we'll just cast Wheel of Fortune for lethal. Okay. Alright, game 1 down. Black Lotus Vraska stuff. I almost want to bring in a Glorybringer here. In case they have Eldrazi in the sideboard. Because Glorybringer is like a pretty legitimate win condition. And their deck doesn't seem that fast. I could also bring in like Firebolt to just buy myself like infinite time. I also feel like Faithless Looting is probably just something this deck wants. It's kind of hard though, right? Because our deck wants a lot of lands because our curve is so high. But then we also want cards in a discard, so Faithless Looting could be good in that regard. Let's just run it like this. Well, I gotta keep this hand. We got Breach plus Frantic Search, which is mana neutral, but it does put you down 1 card every time you do it. So you need like some amount of mana to start the chain. Or you need cards in your discard. It doesn't put you down mana, but puts you down cards in discard. So that is another consideration for like 1 Faithless Looting would be a card you would want in your deck. But I just want to go up to Dream Halls and then do the thing. Jadar, Ghoul Caller of Nephalia. You got it. Does attack for 3. Signet. Next turn we get to play Urza. They have like Damnation Chupacabra, so Chupacabra would be a little bit annoying on Urza, but they probably set it out most of their creature removal. Greater Gargadon. Okay. That's something to keep in mind. I wonder, they must have added Goblin Bombardment to the cube then, right? They have a Thought Picker Witch. I just have to make sure I don't die to the Garg. Sacrifice theme was not the best. Yeah, it seems bad, to say the least right now. But fun over win. You could do both. You could have fun and win. I think I want to keep my land. I'll probably just discard Mox Diamond to the Frantic Search. If only this was Chromox, then I could tap it for mana with Urza. That'd be really good. But yeah, I want to keep more lands in play for Frantic Search stuff. Just don't Chupacabra me. Okay. Vraska, they can kill... Ugh, yeah. Alright, I need a land now. Attack with the zombie. I mean, I will block. I can even kill Vraska, I think, right? Decayed can't block, and when it attacks, sacrifice it. So I could attack both at Vraska. But I will eventually have to deal with this 9/7 Gargadon. Okay, there's Island. Do I just go for it? It seems fun. I do give them access to Dream Halls. I guess I don't really have anything to go for, do I? Go Island. I can... Frantic Search. I mean, my Storm count is 1 right now. Right? Because if I play Dream Halls, I don't have a card advantage source in my hand right now. So if I play Dream Halls and I just play Mind's Desire, that Storm count of 2 doesn't do a whole lot for me. I can Frantic Search into Dream Halls, but then I need to find a blue card to play Mind's Desire with. So I think what I do is just activate Urza here. Okay, I hit a land that I cannot play. I will attack Vraska though. Vraska down. Oh no! Okay, they can take my Urza and then sacrifice him. That's kind of spicy. I might actually lose this, because now I need a land off the top. I can also hit it off the Frantic Search, but that gives me less cards in hand too. They have 1 card in hand. They could have killed me, I think, if they sacrificed all their lands. I do take a lot of damage. Okay, there's Treasure Cruise. That's where we want to be. So let's cast Frantic Search, starting there. Discard Mox Diamond and Underworld Breach, because I have Time Twister. Untap these. Play a land. Play Dream Halls. Now the fun begins. Cast Treasure Cruise by discarding Jataxian Probe. Cast Mind's Desire by discarding Counterspell. We draw Palinchron. That gives me mana. I need a card draw spell off the top though. Nope. I have so much mana now. Alright, cast this. Play Palancron. Untap my lands. I'm gonna play Turnabout. So let's attack them with the Construct. And then I can Turnabout creatures here. Turnabout me. Creature, untap. Oh boy. I need to draw like Time Twister off the top. Sketchy is the correct word. This deck is so sketchy. I love it though. We all love it. Okay. Oh, Blood Artist is kind of an issue. Can they kill me now? I don't think so, because I can prevent a creature from dying with Palancron. But I need to draw, like, card draw this turn. Otherwise I'm just dead. Or a Lightning Bolt for Blood Artist, I guess. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 damage here. Not terrible. Block here, block here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Mystic Confluence is now probably the best draw in my deck, because I can actually just, like, bounce their Greater Gargadon. And they no longer have the sack outlet of Greater Gargadon here, too, so that does something. Can I survive next turn? I go to 4 next turn. I don't think I can survive next turn either. Oh, that's pretty good. Mountain. Cast Mana Flare here. And I will have... Do I have enough to bounce Palancron and recast it? 5, 6, that'll be 12. I think I do, actually. Deck this for red, play Mana Flare. 12 mana, this costs 7 plus 4 is 11, so yes. Cast this. We're just getting some extra mana here. So I have effectively infinite mana now. I'll just do this maybe one more time. Play this. So now if I hit like Dream Halls or something off of Time Twister, the Dream Halls is actually just useless now because I have infinite mana. But that's fine. So I could do that. I can Time Twister now. Well, I have infinite mana. I guess I should have attacked and then done that. Let's return you to hand. Then replay you. Untapping my mana. My opponent says they pray for land for me, which they're not far off of. I can play Simic Signet, Counterspell Remand, Turnabout, and then I can cast Time Twister off Underworld Breach, which I guess is the play. So let's get some mana here. I think I generate 1 mana per loop here. I can Turnabout my lands. Target me. Yeah, I could just cast Time Twister. Land untap. I'm going to come back when I do Palancron. Alright, we have quite a bit of mana. I'm going to bounce Palancron to hand now. Then I can play Simic Signet. Hold control here. Cast the Signet. Okay, that did not work. Okay, I can cast Underworld Breach. Holding control. Then I can counterspell the breach. I could just remand the breach now. Yeah, cast this. There's dig through time. Okay, so now I can dig into my deck. Okay, now we're doing something here. Untap my lands. Let's go ahead and play dig through time. I think I need a little bit more mana. Untap lands. Alright, let's cast Dig Through Time. This is going to grab... Alright, there's Frantic Search, there's Brain Freeze. And the rest doesn't matter. Play Frantic Search. Discarding lands. Brain Freeze them. And I have Counterspell still in my hand. Okay. If they set it in Emrakul, this is going to be bear. GG's. Okay, they say GG, so apparently they do not have Emrakul in their deck, which is good for me. Woe Strider, Zealous Conscript, Shriek Maw, Chupacabra, Bloodghast. It was fun to meet you. Likewise. Good luck in future rounds. Okay, so they're just all in on sacrifice. It looks like a cool deck. I just don't know if the archetype is viable, really. Alright, I'm just gonna pass turn. They don't have any sack outlets and they have nothing in hand, so I could just hold up counterspell here. Okay. Win the match. See you all next round. Alright, we're playing against Raxelia. Something like that. Good luck, have fun. Good luck, have fun. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's a bit slow, but it has all the pieces. And depending on the matchup, I love the vids, thank you. Depending on the matchup, we could just be like, you know, jam Mana Flare and then untap and try and win or something. Drawing lands is great though. Remand is probably my ideal draw here. Or something like a Signet. They kept it on top with Consider. Oh no, blue deck. Okay. We're in for trouble. Play land and pass. Bluff the counter magic. Yep, they're not doing anything. I mean, I'm fine just playing lands here. Oh, that's great. Let's see what you got going on over there. Alright, what do you have? Cryptic Command, Factor Fiction, Bribery, Daze, and Spell Pierce. Those are cards. That's a lot of stuff. So next turn they can hold up Cryptic Command. What am I doing here? I don't want to play into Daze. I could just jam Time Twister because the rest of my hand is so good. And like Daze is going to be good at some point, but I really wanted them to have to use Spell Pierce. So let's go Island, pass. Because if I just keep drawing lands too, like that's great for me. Mox Jet. Okay, so Mountain, Mox Jet. Now I have Mystic Confluence available. They don't try and Cryptic the Mox. They can Factor Fiction, which I could Mystic Confluence and draw. Yeah. They have Daze though. They have Daze. Caleb, they have Daze. Remember this. Okay. Arrange the cards into piles. Shark Typhoon is scary because that's like their only pressure. Otherwise they could just have like a million cards. Shark Typhoon and Lotus Petal is particularly scary, but maybe that's fine. And so that's gone. So their hand right now is Cryptic Command, Bribery, Daze, Spell Pierce, 1 unknown. So they kind of do want to land for next turn. And the Shark is fine. Maybe I give them land Shark Typhoon versus Ponder, Thirst, Lotus Petal. I don't know. That feels something correct to me. Okay, so they take the 3 pile. And they have Daze. We must remember this. They draw land naturally. They play Lotus Petal. They might just jam Shark Typhoon here. They don't. Okay. I could try and cast Turnabout on them. They'll still have Spell Pierce up, which is kind of annoying, actually. So let's wait. They don't have Shark Typhoon. I draw Palinchron, which is not the best card in the world, to say the least. I mean, their hand doesn't do anything at the moment. What happens if I just cast Mana Flare? It couldn't be that bad, right? They have to Spell Pierce Daze or something. I'm just gonna cast it. See what happens. If I eat Spell Pierce Daze here, that's great. Because that makes my turnabout so much better. If they Cryptic Command, that's even better. Cryptic Command, counter target spell, draw a card. Sure. Go ahead. So Cryptic Command is down. They drew another island. They're probably playing some kind of Storm variant as well, is my guess. I don't even know what they have to hit here, but that's kind of funny. I think Palinchron might... Oh, they get Urza. Urza's pretty good, actually. Maybe I'm supposed to Time Twister last turn? I think actually I am Oh, that's pretty good. Although it makes them die to Brain Freeze, I suppose. I forgot about the Sphinx. They say yes. Let's go land. I'm just gonna play Frantic Search. Okay, so Bribery, let's go through this. Bribery's gone. They have Daze, Spell Pierce, Ponder, Thirst, and then 4 unknowns. So they could Spell Pierce a bunch of stuff. This is gonna get really messy, but let's do it. Frantic Search. Discarding. Did I play land this turn? I think I did. I played an island. So let's discard Mountain and Palinchron. Untap these. They draw some cards. Okay, they have a bunch of stuff. Turnabout runs into Spell Pierce Daze, so not that. Time Twister, however, works. Okay, they're drawing a bunch of cards off the Sphinx, but I have Brain Freeze in my hand now and Dream Halls. And they know about Brain Freeze in the deck. And they stopped drawing at 17 cards. Let's suspend Lotus Bloom and pass turn. This is such a weird game. They have 17 cards in hand. Oh boy. Okay, I know nothing about their hand now. Can you win with 18 cards in your hand, opponent? You have High Tide stuff? They have Lotus Bloom too. Okay, they are Mono Blue Storm. Okay, there's Storm Count 1. They're dead to a Storm Count of 3, Storm Count of 6. They don't die to because they would need to draw, but their deck looks very good. Time Spiral. They're just gonna cast it. Interesting. I mean, I lose to Spell Pierce, I guess. They also could easily have Force of Will here. So, let me think about this. Because I could easily just redraw Brain Freeze, because I only get this mana once. I think I just have to hope I redraw it. Okay, they have no idea whether or not I have Brain Freeze in my hand. Because if I counterspell there, they Spell Pierce, then they just untap and they know I have no mana up. At least in this case, they're scared of Brain Freeze killing them. Ponder is acceptable. We can kill Narset with Lightning Bolt. So that's good. Perforos's Intervention. So they could make like a big thing. Create 1/1 red creature with Trample and Haste. Underworld Breach, you got it. Lion's Eye Diamond, you got it. Okay, what's in your hand? Shark Typhoon, Consider, Daze, PO, Bribery, Spell Pierce, Echo Vans, Cryptic Command, Thirst for Discovery, Brain Geyser. So are they just making a bunch of mana and Brain Geysering me? That doesn't work because they have Narset in play. They must just have Brain Freeze somewhere in their deck. I mean, they would lose if I had Brain Freeze in hand, I guess. I guess they're gonna make a big Perforos's Intervention, and they have Cryptic Command to protect it. Maybe? I like what's happening, though. Because this is 12 plus 4 is 6. I think I'm dead because they're just going to be able to Cryptic Command counter my Lightning Bolt. If I had Counterspell and Lightning Bolt or Brain Freeze, though, I think I could win here. What a funny win condition. 14. That's 18. They have no cards in hand. They do have Cryptic Command available. They can also play Daze, I suppose. So I think I'm just dead. And I don't really want them to know about the Lightning Bolt. So let's try for Frantic Search and hope they let us counter that. I draw 1 card off Narset. And I get my mana back. But if that card specifically is Counterspell, then I have a shot. Counter target spell. Draw a card. Yep. Alright, now I'm dead. Okay, their deck is sweet. Chain of Vapor also kind of answers that, which is funny. I guess Dream Halls is amazing here. I'm keeping Dream Halls in. So let's Chain of Vapor in. Detecting Probe is good. Brain Freeze is insane in this matchup. I could bring in like Carry Zev, Figure of Destiny, and go aggro on them, because their deck looks really slow. That's interesting. I could go aggressive. Dream Halls against the control player is very suspicious, so we can cut that. We can cut Palinchron. Robber of the Rich, Figure of Destiny, Carry Zev, Glorybringer. Is this a thing? Like, I don't see how I'm comboing through what they have. So let's just win instead. Cut Mana Flare. Cut Turnabout. Probably not playing Mind's Desire, Consecrated Sphinx in that case. Do I want Emery now? Is this even a good idea? I don't know. I can cut the Signets. And that lets me run like Firebolt and Emery. Emery seems kind of bad. I mean, she lets me play Lodestone Golem, so I guess I'll keep Rakdos Signet in. And then I just have Brain Freeze in my deck because I can. Or I can run Faithless Looting. I'm a little worried about that running into Narset, and I want more mountains here. Let's add 3 mountains. Transformative sideboard. Let's do it. Let's go first. Mulligan. Turn 1 Vision with Mox Diamond seems alright. Although, let's bottom Firebolt. This is not the hand I wanted. But let's see how this goes. Turn 1 Vision. They have no idea I sided into an aggressive deck. But they can still just grab Glorybringer with Bribery and just kill me, so a little bit unfortunate. Remand? Sanders Lounge. I'll play that. I think I'm just dead. They're gonna like Narset and then I can't draw cards off Vision. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Play Mountain. Go ahead. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan more aggressively for like my turn 1 carry Zeb or whatever. Okay, but they discard Echo of Aeons. They have been dealing click too? There's no way I'm winning this matchup normally. And they draw the land for turn, which is unfortunate for me. They could just be flashing back Echo of Aeons though. Okay, Brain Freeze is important in this matchup. And they don't Cryptic End of turn. They can Bribery with Spell Pierce backup. Just Narset. Narset is acceptable. Because I have Lightning Bolt. If they down ticker. They probably shouldn't. Echo of Aeons. Well played by the opponent here. Alright, well I get to Lightning Bolt Narset. And probably just die to this. Yeah. Now I only draw 1 card off Ancestral Vision. Well played, opponent. Glorybringer off the top. So bad. Wait, when did they suspend Lotus Bloom? Must have been. I guess I didn't see it. I guess Urza is also a pretty good draw. But Glorybringer killing Narset would be ideal. Because now I can play around Daze as well. Alright, Wheel of Fortune. Bring it on. They have Emrakul in their deck? Alright, I'll concede to that. GG's. Yeah, I'm never beating this matchup. I think my sideboarding was correct because it was on top too. My sideboarding was correct because my only shot was winning with an aggressive matchup, but my draw was just really terrible. See you all next round. All right, we're playing against Nil. Now, we're gonna like have fun and run the play. Beautiful. This hand is literally nothing. This hand also does literally nothing. This hand's good. The Ancestral Vision going off basically puts us to where we would have started, but that's okay. I guess I'll do it like this. Yeah, this is like undo target mulligan in like 3 turns if you get lucky. Playing against a lot of power in this leagues. Saw Black Lotus round 1, opponent had 2 Mox in round 2. Ugh. You know what? Let's go ahead and play Mox Diamond. I want cards in my discard for Treasure Cruise. It is a lot worse with things like Frantic Search and whatnot. But I just want stuff in my discard for Treasure Cruise because it's like the only way I'm coming back into this game. Mox Jet. Yeah, sure. Play around Daze or whatever. I can no longer complain about power because my hand is good. Or I have my Mox against their Mox. They shock. Force of Negation Mox Jet. I'm gonna remand this Mox. That went pretty well. Can't complain about that. Okay. That's very aggressive. That tells me they probably have more counter magic. Venser my Mox Diamond. Don't they always? Alright, I guess I could discard that to Frantic Search now. Alright, show me what you got going on over there. Force of Will, oh, they do have Remand for Ancestral Vision. And I don't have the blue to counter it either. Ugh, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, I'm not drawing cards anytime soon. And it doesn't even go to my discard either. That Mox Diamond play really messing me up here. Although, I guess I wouldn't have had blue mana anyway. But they don't have mana either. Like, I'm taking 2. That's not the end of the world. And if they just remand this, I mean, I do get to replay it. It will take time, but they're not killing me quickly. They're so happy to remand this. Cast this, targeting me. Yep, goes to hand. Time Twister. Alright, suspend this. I'll play out the Mox. They can Maelstrom Pulse it, I guess, is a reason not to. That's a pretty good reason not to play it. But then it taps them out of Force of Will if they do that. And then I guess they could just Maelstrom Pulse my island, which is way worse. No, let's not Vindicate. Okay, they're just holding up Force of Will now. We draw a land, which is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can go up to 7 if I Mox Diamond, but then I'm susceptible to things. So remand is gone. They have some stuff. I could just play Time Twister. That feels a little bit suspicious though. Okay, I like that they're cracking their lands to draw though. No plays by the opponent. Underworld Breach. Not really what I wanted. I think they countered this Time Twister. Let's just play it. They felt like a person who was holding up Force of Will to counter Time Twister. Because their hand doesn't seem like it does a whole lot. Unfortunate. Skydiver on my Mox Jet. So be it. Okay, I'm at 10. I'm taking quite a bit of damage here. Alright, Simic Signet there is decent. They can Maelstrom Pulse kill it, I guess. I'm pretty far from winning because this deck doesn't have Lion's Eye Diamond. So it's going to be tough for me to win through all of this. I take 4, they Maelstrom Pulse my Signet. I do have Mox Diamond. Sorry, I don't have Lion's Eye Diamond. I have Mox Diamond. So I need to hit like Frantic Search plus Mana Flare. And then do some like crazy stuff there. If they have counter magic for this, I'm pretty much just dead. Cast, targeting myself. Okay. Why can I not draw lands here? They have 3 cards in hand, one of them being Mana Crypt. I can Treasure Cruise off a Mox Diamond. Cast Treasure Cruise. Hopefully that draws me like a land. There we go. Okay. I mean, I might actually still be able to win this now. So I could play Xander's Lounge. Next turn, 3 cards. I'm dead to any 2 damage. If I play Rakdos Signet, then I can play Mana Flare a lot easier next turn. They only have 3 cards. One of them is Mana Clipped. So I think the play actually is just Rakdos Signet, Xander's Lounge, and then try and win next turn. Because then I can go Mana Flare, and I'll have a bunch of mana for Frantic Search, and then I can hopefully find Brain Freeze for Underworld Breach. But they're playing out the Crypt. That's a little bit scary. Arcane Proxy. They can cast Maelstrom Pulse on my Rakdos Signet. I guess it's good that I played it. Okay, things get harder. Glad I played it for sure. They're on like full mana denial. Dream Halls. If there was ever a card that could get me out of this, it's probably Dream Halls. Okay, so how does this work? Is it Dream Halls? I can also go Mana Flare into Frantic Search. I lose to Counterspell, but I lose to Counterspell on Dream Halls anyway. Alright, let's go Mana Flare into Frantic Search, floating a red. Okay, we get the turnabout. I play the land this turn, I think. Show game log. I might actually be able to win this. Yes, I played an island. So let's discard island. And what else am I discarding? Turnabout gives me quite a bit of mana. I guess Counterspell. If they had anything, they would have done it already. Add red. Turnabout myself. Land untap. Okay, we have a bunch of mana. I can play Dig Through Time, or I could just go for Wheel of Fortune. I could play Underworld Breach Wheel of Fortune. That's actually really insane, isn't it? Yeah. Let's play Underworld Breach. Cast Frantic Search to get more mana. Discard these, untap these. Yeah, I just win here, I think. Cast Frantic Search. I'm still just holding up Counterspell. Lightning Bolt doesn't matter. Discard these. Untap these. Cast Frantic Search again. Because now I've missed a Confluence available. Discard these, untap these. I can just cast Wheel of Fortune. But that draws them into potentially counter magic. So let's actually dig through time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Brain Freeze. And I don't know. Urza? Brain Freeze you? Okay. Wow, I actually won that game. That's insane. Okay, they're playing Sultai. Kill my resources, I guess. Feel pretty good about my deck. I mean, they did nothing for a long time. Let's just run it back. Okay, let's do this. Keep this hand. We have Lotus Bloom, Mana Flare, Palinchron, Mind's Desire. And we'll actually have mana in play this game. And we have counter magic. Okay, this is pretty sick, actually. Looter Ilkor, you got it. Play this. I could just go Lotus Bloom, play Mana Flare. I might have mana for Palinchron at that point, I'm not sure. Strip Mine. They really are interested in just killing all of my stuff. Alright. I think I'm deciding lands. They have so much land destruction type things here. Okay. So they have Force of Negation and Force of Will that they've shown. Will I fight over Lotus Bloom? I don't think so. Remand. Okay. I've had my fair share of that. Suspend this. I don't want to play Mox Jet because I know they have a bunch of ways to like interact with it. And I don't care about Looter Core. It does let them sculpt the perfect hand or whatever, but it also makes them die to Brain Freeze sooner, which is kind of funny. Because just a turn of like Mox Jet, Brain Freeze, Lotus Bloom, I mean, that mills them for 9. If there's like a little bit of a counter war, I have Remand or something going on, it could get awkward for them. Regrowth, Remand. I don't love that. I don't love it. Let's counter it. Okay, turnabout not very good here. I could just play Mana Flare and hope for the best. I kind of want to do that, actually. Let's do it. I'm already up a game. What's the worst that could happen? I think the optimal play is wait a turn, but I feel like they're tapped out and they're going to have to Force of Negation exiling a card to counter this. And I would much rather this happen. Yeah, Force of Will. Oh boy, what a time. Feels great, you know? When you just 3 mana mind draw at your opponent. They discard Ancestral Vision. They have Uro. Uro would be bad. Arcane Proxy. Oh! Okay, that's pretty spicy, actually. So they get to Ancestral Vision themselves, putting themselves ever closer to a Brain Freeze death. Storm count of 7 is not required. Land off the top would be good. Okay. No real reason to play Mox Jet here. I don't want to let them thieving... Did they Thieving Skydiver? They did. Right now, I could win the race with Mana Crypt. They just lose a bunch of flips in a row. They discard Maelstrom Pulse, so they have not found black mana. Alright, cast Lotus Bloom. Storm count of 1. Snapcaster Mage. You don't say. Storm count of 2, Storm count of 3, Storm count of 4, Storm count of 5, Storm count of 6, they die. You got it. Alright, I'll make them commit the mana here. Brain Freeze is a silly, silly magic card. They might have like Spell Pierce or whatever. I don't want them drawing the card here, so let's turn about myself. If they have Daze, that's pretty bad. Okay. I need to draw a blue land now. Blue land for turn. Come on, blue land for turn. No! Alright. Suspend this. Now things get sketchy. They had Force of Negation as well. That's insane. Now they draw black mana too. I take 5. Oh, imagine if I just drawn an island there, how sick that would have been. The Imperial Seal, so I get to Brain Freeze away that, I suppose. Ancestral Vision is pretty bad. I mean, I can Brain Freeze them for 9. I think that's probably my best shot at it, because I'm kind of dead next turn, and the Imperial Seal for something they want. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough for Mind's Desire. Yeah, this is pretty awkward. Jump count of 2, Milieu for 9. Underworld Breach off the top is lethal. Oh, they put Time Walk on top. So I was dead if I didn't do that. Counterspell, Dig Through Time, Graveyard Trespasser. So Breach is lethal and Dream Halls is really good. Edric. Okay. Breach or Dream Halls? They Snapcast. Oh, they have Cryptic Command too? So I'm just dead to Time Walk. Okay. What was I drawing? Oh, Time Twister kind of undoes all my work. Okay. So they're just like mono blue counter magic. I feel like Firebolt is surprisingly maybe something I want against them just to stay alive. I'm not too scared of anything. Palinchron is a little bit weak to counter magic. It's good specifically with Dream Halls, but they have Force of Negation, Force of Will, and Counterspell, so that's... I'm playing a lot of Counterspell matchups here. Do I want to go aggressive? Because their deck is like really slow. I mean, Carry Zev attacks pretty good. Glorybringer definitely attacks hard. Like, am I ever resolving Dream Halls against Force of Will, Force of Negation? Maybe. Their deck doesn't do anything, but if I just bring in like a little bit of beatdown creatures, does that actually help me at all? I don't think it helps that much. I'm just gonna try like this. This is a matchup where I'm not sure. Like, being aggressive could be good. This hand is actually kind of good. My one issue against this opponent is they've just been killing all of my lands, so just going land go seems like a strong strategy. Especially with Frantic Search, because I could just discard my lands to Frantic Search. Turn 1 Mox. So they're just going to hold up Counterspell. Okay, we're in for a treat here. Firebolt, I think is good. I mean, basically they don't have much of a clock. And if I'm just spending 1 mana kill their 2/2s, I just get infinite time. I just need to not let them Force of Negation the original copy of... Oh, that's a good target for Firebolt. Dream Hall is also pretty good here. Okay. They strip mine my red. Edric. Okay, that's pretty good actually. Let's play our red land tapped. Or do I want to cycle it for more cards? No, I think I'm gonna want to hit all my land drops. They have an Edric in play. I was so dead if they just went Thief into Edric. I'm glad I didn't go into the little creature aggro strategy. Alright, their deck is good. They have Time Walk, Mox, Sapphire, Strip Mine, and Mana Crypt that I know of. A decent sampling, to say the least. And Force of Will, yeah, their deck's very good. Are they going to Regrowth Time Walk and then Snapcaster Time Walk? They're not. They're going to bounce my land. Man, they really somehow have managed to really punish me for all of my mana. Tapped land. I have Counterspell available now, but they're going to draw 2 cards this turn. Not great. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to 1 target non-land per... Oh, that's insane. We are countering that. I saw this card once before. This is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. They have Force of Will. So they just get infinite Vencers now. I guess I have to try and win like this turn, otherwise I'm just never... Oh my gosh. That's sick. I like that. I mean, it's bad for me, and it's not an objectively fun play pattern. Like, this card is just silly, but it is what it is. So with Frantic Search, I can hit Mox into Mox Diamond. Frantic search. Discard Xander's Lounge Island. Untap these. See what you got. They have Graveyard Trespasser, Murderous Rider. So none of those are non-creature spells. But they're going to draw 3 cards. So I think I just die. Yeah, this deck was a little bit sketchy. And I think this hand was fine. They just... Their draws lined up and they had the power to accelerate their draws where I did not have power. Something like High Tide would give me a lot of hope here, but... Or them absolutely whiffing on 4 draws. Okay. I'm trying to... I mean, Mox... Oh, they're killing their own guy. That's clever. Remand. GG's. Their deck is sweet. Alright, so overall... Not the best showing here. Return to details, look at my deck. Definitely not the best showing. I mean, we drew pretty poorly, but our deck was also very sketchy. Because it was just, like, very top-heavy. The best decks are the ones that play 1 and 2 drops. And maybe I was just supposed to hard pivot into red or whatever, but I wanted to make Dream Halls work. This deck didn't... I never got to make it happen, so it's a little bit unfortunate. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.